Namaskar, welcome to this edition of National Perspective. Today we are going to discuss Vijayadashami celebration of RSS and the message delivered to the Swayamsevaks and larger nation. In the modern history of Bharat, evolution of RSS is a unique phenomenon. For last 97 years, exactly 1925 on the Vijayadashami day, RSS was founded. So it is a foundation day, and since then it has been a customary address by the Sangh Chalaks on the occasion addressed to the Swayamsevaks. But this becomes even more important because in this address, RSS Sangh Chalak generally takes a stock of all over national scenario, priorities and the issues that matter to the Sangh, and how Sangh sees this, for solving or addressing those issues. If we analyze this year's speech by the present Sangh Chalak Dr. Mohan Bhagwat, then this is a very important and unique juncture because RSS is approaching 100 years of its existence. The acceptability and the impact, influence of RSS school of thought has been increasing in all walks of lives. But at the same time, the challenges to the nation are increasing, changing. So the common thread that we find in this year's address is that without social participation, no policy can be successfully implemented. And he started by addressing the issue. Many people thought it to be, RSS giving clarifications on the allegations. In fact, RSS never tried to do that. What I see is RSS tried to communicate with the larger masses about the issues that is pertaining to the nation. And the first issue that was addressed was about the women's participation in decision-making process. As Ms. Santosh Yadav, legendary mountaineer who overcome the hurdle of Everest twice, she was the chief guest this year. So that itself was a talking point. But as Sangh Chalak explained, this has been a tradition in RSS for a long time because women have been participating in this event as guests in various forms, because there is only one chief guest and there are many guests. Even in RSS various programs in the pre-independence period also, many as speakers, as chief guests, women have attended RSS Shakha or various programs. But the real issue is not there. The real issue is lack of understanding about the way RSS functions. There is one Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh and there is Rashtra Sevika Samiti. Many people try to get into this nomenclature, but the idea behind both is the same. While Samiti functions among women and train them in day-to-day Shakha, Sangha works among men. So the training part is parallel. But when it comes to the functioning of issues, whether border surveys or rehabilitation work during calamities, and many other issues, whether legal, political, whether social, positive, constructive activities, there men and women work together. So, now RSS has taken more forthright stand because the society has evolved, and as Sir Sangh Chalak ji rightly mentioned, that this has been our thought. Complementarity has been our thought, not conflict. So that is one issue. Secondly, the issue that he addressed about Atmanirbharta, especially in the defense sector and even economy. He said, the participation of common masses. Uh, Post COVID, there has been this experience that people are going back to their villages, trying to build something around the local resources. So he elaborated on why we need this, local for vocal or Atmanirbhar economy, and why society needs to play a very positive and constructive role. Uh, uh, this becomes even more important in the changing geostrategic and uh, geopolitical scenario. The third important aspect that he discussed, and that perhaps got the maximum attention, was about the population policy, the need for a national population policy. And he quite comprehensively discussed that. Uh, this is not a new thing for RSS, because earlier also RSS has passed various resolutions on need for the population policy. At the government level also in India, we do have, various population policies in 1970s and in 2000. And there are remarkable results of those policies, as was discussed in the speech also. But what is important that, in this speech, he tried to give the larger framework for why do we need such a comprehensive population policy. It is not just about the religious demography. It is not just about religious or demographic imbalance that is happening in the bordering areas. Of course, he spoke about that, and he gave example of countries like Sudan or Kosovo, where the changing of demography led to changing in borders. That is a very crucial issue that we will have to deal with. But more importantly, population is one about balancing between your resources for future needs. So, on the one hand, when we are talking about uh, demographic dividend, population as an asset, while on the other hand, population is seen as a liability, where do we stand? We need to assess somewhere, and that is possible only if we see the future needs and the resources available, the material resources available to feed these many people, to provide employability, education, healthcare. So all these things come together when we talk about population. Another important aspect he addressed about the uh, uh, healthcare and the choices of women. Again, these are very important factors which generally are not talked about. But Sarasanga Chalakji addressed that. And on the basis of population imbalance, resources and future needs, lessons from the global scenario, what is happening in Japan, for example, or China, or the kind of imbalance that is happening in Europe, how should we approach this entire population issue? That was the, I think, a critical aspect that he talked about. Another important issue that he addressed was his recent visits to Imam Ilyasi and some prominent intellectuals, Muslim intellectuals, coming and meeting him. And again, it was seen more as clarifying RSS position, but the fact, as he mentioned, that this has been a tradition. Sir Jilani or people from uh, Jamaat-e Islami had a very extensive dialogue during the emergency with RSS. Even during the Ram Janmabhoomi movement, there was a dialogue, not just with some of the RSS leaders, but also the VHP leaders and various sages associated with the movement. So this is a continuous process. So meeting people, understanding their point of view, and conveying them RSS stand on various issues. This has been a process. RSS, because now the acceptability and the strength has increased, RSS is doing that more forthrightly. That is one thing that we can gauge from his assertion about that this process will continue, this dialogue will continue, and will find common ground for the national reconstruction. Now, if we take into account all these four aspects, then we clearly get a message that what RSS intends to do in next few years. So overall, he clinically dispelled propaganda against the idea of Hindu Rashtra. Common motherland, common culture, and common values of respecting and accepting always to be true. No place for bigotry and aggression, because that is our national ethos. Common fight against the evil forces who are trying to divide us as a society on various fault lines. These were the constant threads that we find in his address. The another message, because politically it has been talked about, that the state-driven change is not going to be sustainable. It has to be accepted and propounded by the society. And for that, the idea of swa, the selfhood, what we are, what we stand for, that realization is necessary, not just for the common society, but also for the people who are making decisions. And therefore, Sir Sangh Chalak outlined a path for individuals, families, communities, and national mission of Atmanirbharta and Vishwaguru Bharat, where cultural, spiritual, and economic and political level, a comprehensive, integral thinking and action program has to be evolved, because as Shri Guruji, second Sar Sangh Chalak of RSS said, world peace is our larger goal. So this has been RSS vision. Now if we really want to fulfill that vision as the world is expecting from us, then this orientation at the societal level. Now society is coming together, in fact trying hard to reassert India's civilizational identity. The need now is to synchronize the act, coordinate with each other, sectorally assess where do we stand, and taking assessment of the global challenges, we need to chalk out our own path based on our own civilizational understanding. That is what I feel is the message of Vijayadashami Utsav, or Vijayadashami celebration by Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh, and the speech and the message delivered by Sar Sangh Chalak Dr. Mohan Bhagwat. I hope you like this analysis and understanding through national perspective. If you enjoy this, then please do share with your family and friends. Subscribe to Organiser YouTube channel, and don't forget to like and share our videos. Namaskar, Dhanyavad.